Hey guys, what's going on? It's Lemonade here. Today we are going to be taking a look at a few CWL attacks. The first one is over here. We're in Champions League 3. And the first one I want to cover is this. Oh, here on day 4. Is this attack by my brother, which was awful, but I want to talk about it. Let's go. Let's take a look. All right. So before we get into it, looks like he's running the Minion Prince with max equipments, the Archer Queen with the Healer and Arrow, which is very common right now to trigger Invis Towers, the Warden with the Book and the Rage Gem, and the Rocket Spear and the Boots on the RC, and then the Mass Dragons and the Slammer with, I think, dragons inside. Okay, let's go ahead and run this replay. Let's see where he starts here. All right, so the RC charge is starting on top here. So he's going to shoot 3 or 4 arrows at the Ricochet Cannon, then he takes these 2 out, and then, yep, he should have invis half a second earlier, so he didn't take a hit from the Monolith. Okay, now he's going to start walking. Okay. Yep, standard walk. So here, what you want to be doing when you are invising your RC is once it hits a defense a few times, you want to actually invis so that the invis covers the defense but leads your RC to the next position. So he's going to walk to the Town Hall and then start running towards this left side here where the Tesla and the Archer Tower is. And then I think he just stopped invising because he's going to revive later. Okay, then he drops his Queen. Doesn't shoot the arrow, which is a mistake as well, because you want to shoot the arrow to take out the 2 air defenses, and then he starts his dragon attack from the top left. He's going to drop his Warden and the Minion Prince. You can see the Minion Prince is already starting to walk on the left side there, so I think he should have dropped maybe 1 or 2 dragons on the left side to help funnel his troops towards the Town Hall, but now you can see they're gonna get pushed by the Sweeper, and then they're going to run to the outside. The Warden ability, look, nothing's hitting them right now. They're 1 black mine, but otherwise not much was hitting them. So he could have saved it and probably used it like now instead of a few seconds earlier. And then he revives the RC here. 4 invis spells does not protect it. So it goes down and the Town Hall is at like 10% HP. So if he had just invis there, he could have taken down that multi Archer Tower and the core. And then you can see his dragons just start running around. He still has 4 invises, so he actually still could have invis these 2 dragons and saved the attack and at least gotten the Town Hall, but he does not. And then now he starts using the invis to protect his dragons on the bottom side, but there's just not enough left here. He's trying to use the invises to now bring, there's just not enough left. You know, a couple dragons, and then they hit the tornado trap and they hit the rest of the mines, leading to the 1-star. Okay. So I think overall, obviously the attack is not great because of the result, but the things that will make people a better player is when they're going through the attack and things start to go south, that's when you can start to adjust and fix things so that, you know, at least you end up with a 2-star, or potentially even save the attack and get the triple. But like I said, let's see where things really go wrong here. Okay, so here, so the thought behind a base like this, and of course this is CWL, so you have time to plan. The thought behind a base like this is, you know, this 1 invis tower covers the entire core. So when you're walking your RC and you have a pathway that's actually going to lead you to the core, you want to drop your Queen and trigger this invis tower by the time he is, you know, a little bit before he gets to the core. So right around when he was finishing off the 2 defenses up here, he could have dropped his Queen on, let's see where the lineups are. He could have dropped it on this elixir on the left side of it at the corner and shot this air defense and this air defense over here. You know, if you miss it, it's not a big deal, but you at least want to hit this air defense and you want to trigger the invis. And then that would have allowed him to just keep walking in the core, and his RC would have cleared out this entire core. and potentially even a little bit more. It probably would have gone down here and taken out a scatter shot when it went to Phoenix. And then after that, you would have probably wanted to approach on this side if the air defense was still up, or you could have actually just come in like at the bottom side here, because most of this is going to be gone up here when after the queen shot her arrow, she's going to take out a few of these defenses, and then you could have came in here and probably cleaned it up. So that's one adjustment I would have made in the planning of the attack. And then, like I said here, when his RC goes down, that's completely normal and fine. It actually ends up taking out the CC, which is good. But then, like I said, when at this point in the attack, you know things are going really bad. So you want to be very mindful, like, okay, well, now how do I get this town hall in this point? And also, yes, he dropped his queen on the right side, didn't shoot his arrow. Like you can see, his queen's almost dead right now. And he's probably going to... It goes to ability, and luckily actually hits one air defense, but really hits nothing else. Like hits this cannon, hits like this air defense here, but the multi-archer, but the invis tower is still down. So that doesn't help either because it's recharging now, right? So just little things like that will make your attack a lot stronger. If you're using this attack that's currently in the meta right now. And then the second attack I wanted to cover was the 3 stars. It's a 3-star meta right now, so I don't really want to look at these the 3-star attacks. I want to go back. Let's go back to one of these ones here. And let's look at one of these fails. Let's look at this fail. All right. So, I mean, sorry, it's fail, but it's a 2-star. So let's see what he does here with his attack. Okay, so he has the minion prince maxed out. Okay, so first red flag is obviously he's running the magic mirror instead of the arrow. Obviously, with the dragon attacks, you want to be running an arrow on any bases that have any sort of invises to trigger the invis, but also if they're not running an invis, then you want to just run the arrow so that you can shoot like 2 of the air defenses down, ideally, or like an air defense and a sweeper, right? Because those are the most detrimental defenses towards air armies. But he's running the mirror, which is a super strong equipment, but it's good for funneling at the beginning of an attack, not so much for getting rid of air defenses and getting rid of sweepers. So that's one red flag there already. The warden equipment is completely fine with the rage aura, and then you can see he's using an under level spear here. So for these epic equipments, I mean, I would imagine he has a maxed haste vial. So I would run the max haste vial over an under leveled spear. Obviously the spear I think is a little bit better at funneling and a little bit easier because you can basically just drop your RC and let it shoot from range. But he's running the underlevel spear here with a Spirit Fox. Let's see what he's doing here. Okay, let's put this back on 1x. Okay, so he's walking his RC, and he abilities here. So he takes down the multi inferno and starts shooting around this area. The reason I don't agree with that approach is, one, he had to keep invising his RC while she's throwing the spears, and that ability is, I wouldn't say it's broken, but one of the great things about it is that it outranges almost any defense except for the monolith and the town hall and ground expos, so expos that are set to ground. So in my opinion, it's usually better to drop your RC somewhere where it's just going to get value from shooting from range, where you don't have to invest your invis spells. Because your invis spells, you want to use those on your walk to do one of two things. You either want to protect your RC, obviously from anything, from any defenses from attacking it, but you also want to use the invis sometimes to redirect your RC if it starts going in the wrong direction. Because obviously if you make a set of defenses invisible, your RC will go to like the next nearest defense. Okay, so let's continue to see this walk here. Okay, so where's the next invis go down? Okay, so you can one thing I noticed at the beginning of the attack was he's running a Spirit Fox here, which is I think it's in the meta right now. You could run the Spirit Fox or you could run the Phoenix, but if you run the Spirit Fox, then you want to make sure you're following the right timings, because that's the whole point of running the Spirit Fox, right? One, it will invis for you for another 4 and a bit seconds if it's maxed out, which almost gets you like double the value of how long your walk can go on your RC. So that's one thing that I noticed. He was just basically constantly invising it like he wasn't running a Fox, so he could have just ran anything else like the Phoenix or like even a Yak would have been better. The way that he was invising. Oops, I didn't mean to go back on 2x there. Let's go back to 1x. Okay, so that's another thing. His RC is basically going to die and go down there, but he dropped an invis, which didn't do anything, so that's a completely wasted invis. Then he drops his queen down here to start the funneling, and then he's approaching from this side with the dragons. Look at this. He's cleared out this whole right side here, and then he's funneling on the left side, and he's dropping the dragons in between, which is, I mean, that's what a funnel is supposed to be doing, obviously, which is fine. But look where the air sweeper is pointing. The air sweeper is literally pointing at his army, so it's going to end up pushing his dragons or air troops towards the left side of the space, and then they're going to follow like this trajectory and go outside here, because this funnel is not going to be that strong with just the queen. If you had like a queen and like a wall breaker and like a king in here, then yeah, you probably could have relied on that to funnel and push your dragons in towards the town hall here. But let's see what happens here with that. Keep in mind, he still has a revive and 3 invis spells, and he has a poison spell as well. You can see the air sweeper is coming into play now, so it's going to start pushing his dragons to the left. He invises those 2 defenses, which helps his funnel and brings everybody to the core, but look at that air sweeper. It's just going to push everything back, delay everything. He abilities here, and you can see the dragons are getting pushed and still walking to the left. He's revived his RC at this point, and he's invising it, so that was really good. So far, I think the RC might even get the town hall, which would be really good for him. Let's keep watching here. The ice golems are slowing everything down in the core. You can just see the defenses in the core, you know, you want to make sure that they don't get much value, because usually that's where most of the core defenses are. That air sweeper has been shooting this entire time, which is going to either lead to a time fail or it's going to lead to just your troops taking too much damage and then dying. The warden now is getting sniped. I mean, at this point, he has nothing left, so there's nothing you can change about this attack now. The warden goes down. The Phoenix is on the warden, which I disagree with. I mean, I think the Phoenix should be on the minion prince, because the minion prince does way more damage, and then once it dies, it can come back and actually do more damage, whereas the warden will just come back and give an aura, but not really be able to take anything else out. And then you can see the attack fizzles out. But that's what I think when I see these attacks and how they can be adjusted to be better. That is gonna end my video for today. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know your feedback in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. Have a good day.